You call yourself a man? You know you're a lying, low-life, motherfucking gambling degenerate prick. You know that's what you are?
Well, hello, you degenerate fucks, and welcome to the Degenerate Gambler. It is Wednesday, the 15th of February, and I'm just back with the weekly episode. Gonna look back at last week where I did manage to get the main bet up. I did take a cash out, so I took a slight loss. I'll get that in a second. I also had a couple of bets that were, reasonably close. But yeah, let's just get straight into it. So last week, so the main bet was Middlesbrough. I only did a quad, so it was Middlesbrough, Sheffield United, Plymouth, Oxford City. Uh, um, I did sort of fancy Burnley as well, but I never put them in. Um, I say I was happy. I think I was meant to pay. What was it meant to pay? I was meant to pay 120 or just under. So look, I was happy with that for the quad. Most of the prices were decent. They were, close to evens or just under. So look, I could have put the Burnley in and upped it up. Maybe I should have done that, but look, I hadn't had a main bet winner since fucking Boxing Day. So I just wanted to get. I'm glad I just got that win. I say even though it did cash out. So the way the bet went was uh, Sheffield United and Plymouth were both early payouts. Middlesbrough winning 2-1 and Oxford City was 2-0. There's obviously no early payout in the conference or whatever the fuck they call it now, the National League South and North and the actual National League. So it was 87, 88 minutes and I was just going, do you know what? And I was sort of keeping an eye on the Middlesbrough game and Cardiff. They were playing. Cardiff seemed to be having a lot of chances, so I just said, you know what? Once it went over 100 quid, the cash out of me, like I'll take it. A few minutes later, Middlesbrough scored, which was again an early payout, and Oxford City scored to make it 3-0. So that was a three-goal cushion. So I probably should have held on, but if it had been after a few bets, if it had a few successful weeks, I probably would have held on. So it cost myself about 15, 16 quid, something like that, in winnings. But look, I'm not complaining. And I know a few of my followers did send me screenshots of their bets. They held out, they didn't cash out. So I'm glad that a few of you got a winner off it. The overs bets, I mean, oh, fuck, the overs have been terrible this year. I'm looking through that, doing the thing for this week. The stats and stuff, but I'm also looking at this week's leagues and stuff, for the form for goals, and it's just I don't know what it is. There just doesn't seem to be a lot of leagues with a lot of goals in them. So yeah, the overs again at one point, maybe a couple of years ago, was my main winning. Was the bets that I won the most was the overs, and now I just fucking cannot get close. So the one at the weekend was Leicester Spurs was up. Brentford Arsenal was one each. It was one goal away. Wycombe Derby was up. Southend York City was 2-0 and Banbury Gateshead was 1-0. So, like two up, two that were close and one that was only one goal, so it was nowhere. Um, the evening bet was very unlucky. Now, I know you can say this after the fact, but Newcastle was actually the last selection that I made, and I was toying between Newcastle and Seville. Seville haven't been in great form, even though they were at home. I was just like, and then I just picked Newcastle, and that's what done it. So the evening bet was Leipzig to be over 2.5 was up. Marseille to win. They went 2-0 up. Both teams to score in Chesterfield and that's County. That was up. Levante to win and Newcastle to win. So Newcastle drew one each. That beat that. Sunday was Sunday was bad. Well, there was the first bet was Atletico. No, it was late bet. The first bet was United over 2.5, which was 2-0 and they had two goals disallowed. Rennes, both the score was up. Malaga over 1.5 was up. Darmstadt in Germany was up. Sofia was up and Genk both to score. It finished 0-0. And in that game, uh, the Genk game, there didn't really seem to be much sort of happening. But I did get some good luck in the Sofia, who were 1-0 down, and Darmstadt, who were 1-0 down. Both came back. So I got a bit of a sweat out of that bet. I did a bet builder in the United game where three were up and the De Bruyne assist and Ashley Young card were beat. I did a bet that night, or well, it's the afternoon. Athletic over 1.5. They went and won 1-0. Barca over 2.5 was beat. River Plate won, Steaua Bucharest won, and Frankfurt both to score. They won 2-0. So look, decent but not great. But at the end of the day, it was a profitable weekend. I think I bet somewhere in the region of 30, 30 to 35. Was it 30, 20, 30 or 35? So, to get £100 win was all right. And I hadn't done any bets during the week. I had two free bets. So it was a profitable week anyway. So I think I looked at my profit loss for the month, and I'm just basically breaking even. Uh, so let's look at the stats, and the stats are very, very poor for last week. So, which again makes me feel quite good that I got a bet up. So, Premier League, there's 10 games, five favourites, four draws, one outsider. 12 games in the Championship, six favourites, four draws, two outsiders, which is quite good for the Championship. 12 games League One, five favourites, four draws, three outsiders. League Two, 12 games, only three favourites, one in League Two, five draws, and four outsiders. In National League, there's only four games, three favourites, one draw, no outsiders. National League North, 10 games, two favourites, four draws, four outsiders. And National League South, 11 games, seven favourites, no draws, and four outsiders. So in total, that was 71 games, and there was only 31 favourites won, 22 draws, which is fucking massive, and 18 outsiders. So that worked out at 43%, which is quite low. So the fact that I got a bet up, I'll take that. In the overs, Premier League only three games over, seven games not out of 10. Championship only four games over, eight games not out of 12. League One was 6-6 from 12. League Two, four over, eight not from 12. National League, actually all four games were over. National League North, 5-5 from 10. And then the National League South, quite good, 8-3, eight over, three not from 11. But still, that only worked out at 34%. So that are 34 games, and 34 games were over and 36 weren't, which is only 47%. So there was some decent leagues there. National League South, League One was 50%. The rest were all under. Three games in the Premier League out of 10 were over. I mean, that's terrible. And the Premier League's usually quite decent for overs. So, like I said, when you look at the stats, you see that there isn't a lot of goals being scored in the leagues in general. So I don't know whether they change that bet to, maybe both teams to score bet. I don't know. I do prefer overs. But um, I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to look at that. I'll monitor that for the next few weeks and see how it goes. And I'll also be monitoring the stats. But anyway, let's get to this week. So I'll run through the bets. I'll run through this main bet, then I'll go back to the reasoning. So what we have is Brentford at home to Palace, 10-11. Middlesbrough at home to QPR, 7-10. Plymouth at home to Fleetwood, 4-6. Sheffield Wednesday at home to MK Dons, 9-20. Wolves at home to Bournemouth, 4-6. In total, including bonus, it's about 13 odds to 1, so it pays about 140, but that's including a bonus on Bet365. So if you're following on a different bookmaker, it may be slightly less. I think it was like a 13% bonus. So it's probably around £14 or something, £13 extra. Yeah, so look, I'll get into my reasonings now. So first game, Brentford Palace. Brentford in the league are currently 8th, Palace 12th. So not too far ahead. Brighton or Brentford are only, well, they're, what's that, 9 points above them. But in form, Brentford are actually, them and Brighton both on 11 points from 5. So Brentford are the form team in the Premier League. Palace way down at 16th with only 3 points. Brentford's home form, 6th best in the Premier League, which, you know, is pretty good when you've got some of the clubs. City's first, Arsenal, United, Liverpool, Newcastle. That's the only teams above them. So they have a better home record than Spurs, Chelsea, and obviously all the other teams. So look, that's pretty decent. Palace away record, they're down in 12th, only 9 points away from home all season, which is quite poor. When we look at the form, we look at their home form. So Brentford, 2 wins, a defeat, a win, and a draw. That's their last 5. Palace's away form, 2 defeats, a win, 2 defeats. Well, the 5th one there was a draw in the cup against Newcastle, but they went on to lose on penalties. So again, patchy and not great. They're in a bit of bad form. Uh, so I'm just realizing I haven't done the decimal odds, but you can work it out yourselves. So that's the first one. Next one, Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough, obviously flying, sitting 3rd in the championship. QPR currently 17th. Form, Middlesbrough 2nd in the form table, 12 points from 15. QPR bottom, only 2 points. Home form, Palace or Middlesbrough 4th in the league. Now that's given the fact that they had a poor start, so that's pretty good. Since Michael Carrick came in. QPR 10th mid-table on away form. And then when we look at recent form, so Middlesbrough's last 5 home games, they won 3, 1 defeat against Brighton, which was in the cup, and then they won the one before that. So 4 wins and a draw, and the game that they did lose was against the Premier League team. QPR's away form is draw, loss, draw, loss, draw. So let's hope that pattern continues, because if that continues, it would be a defeat this weekend. So that's that one. Next, on to Plymouth. Plymouth are currently top of League One, playing Fleetwood, who are 17th in the form. Plymouth had a wee bit of bad form there. They've picked up slightly, but they are 7th with 10 points. Fleetwood 14th with 6 points. Home form, Plymouth have the best home record in League One, and Fleetwood 9th for away, which isn't bad for a team that's that low down the table. Recent form, so recent home form, Plymouth won 4 out of the last 5 and drew the one before that. Fleetwood away, they won their last game against Charlton away. They drew the game before that. They lost the game before that. They won the game before that, and they lost the game before that. So are they really going to win 2 in a row away from home? Let's hope not. Next we go to Sheffield Wednesday, who Sheffield Wednesday drew last week, didn't they? Yeah, they drew 2 each with Ipswich. But so anyway, in the table, they're currently 2nd on 65 points, and they are playing MK Dons, who are 20th, just outside the relegation zone. In form, they're 3rd, Sheffield Wednesday, 13 points. MK Dons down in 17th with 4 points. Home form, 2nd in the table, and MK Dons away form, 11th in the table. Recent form, Sheffield Wednesday have 4 wins out of 5, the other one being a draw at home. So it is 2 wins, a draw, 2 wins, so pretty good. MK Dons away, they lost 5-0, which was on Tuesday night against Bolton. They did win the 2 games before that, and then they lost the 2 games before that. So, the seam there, when you look at the teams who they've got beat against, Bolton's going well, they could beat against Plymouth going well. So they beat Forest Green, who are terrible, and they beat Bristol Rovers, who are not bad. So yeah, it's sort of, they're not doing great against the bigger teams. Then lastly, back to the Premier League, and it was Wolves. Wolves are currently 15th, and they're playing Bournemouth, who are 19th. So again, not great. Wolves did just recently change manager and stuff, and on form they're actually 3rd. 10 points from 11 games, or from 5 games, sorry. Bournemouth are bottom with 2 points. And again, there, when I said earlier about Brentford, so the top four form teams in the Premier League are Brighton 11 points, Brentford 11 points, Wolves 10 points, and Nottingham Forest 10 points. I mean, that's not what people expect. But anyway, so home form for the season, Wolves are way down at 15th. But again, as I said, they've changed manager and stuff. Bournemouth have the worst away record. I think what's more telling is the recent home form and recent away form. So Wolves' recent home form is 3 wins and 2 defeats. They beat Liverpool in their last home game. They lost to Liverpool in the home game before that. They beat West Ham, lost to United, and beat Gillingham. So they have 2 defeats in there, but obviously one was against Liverpool, one was against United. Whereas Bournemouth, 5 defeats in away in a row. They've actually got 7 defeats away in a row. So let's just hope Wolves' recent home form continues. So let's say that comes to about 13 odds to 1, including bonus. I've already placed that bet because I think some of those prices will come in, especially like Sheffield Wednesday, Plymouth, Middlesbrough, being that they're all top of the league. They'll be, favoured choices for a lot of people. So the overs bet, I'll run through it just quickly. Brighton Fulham 8-11, Morecambe Peterborough 7-10, Wycombe Bolton 11-10, Southend Gateshead 5-6, and Kings Lynn Gloucester 8-11. That works out about 18.5 to 1. It's paying about 97 quid, which the last few bets I've done the last few weeks have been lower return, basically because I'm just trying to get that win, just trying to get one over the line. Midweek, the following midweek, it was a decent midweek this week. I did have a few bets last night that were decent. A couple of draws beat my straight win bet. The other one wasn't so close. But next midweek, similar, not full fixture list, but Tuesday night there is 5 games in the Championship. There's 2 in League One. There's 4 in League Two. There's a full fixture list: 12 in the National League, 11 National League North, 11 National League South. AFL Trophy game. I think that's around about the semi-finals. 2 Champions League games. I'll get to those in a minute. There's a game in Northern Ireland Premier League. Scottish Championship, there's a game. Scottish League 2, there's a game. So Tuesday night's a decent night, definitely worth a bet. The 2 Champions League games on that night are Frankfurt Napoli and Liverpool Real Madrid. So both decent games. Napoli in great form, good to watch. Liverpool Real Madrid should be a good game. Both of them not in great form. Wednesday, not so great. There's another EFL Trophy game, and then the 2 Champions League games are Inter Porto and Leipzig Man City. So don't know what I would do on that night. You can maybe just pick one game, do a bet builder. And then Thursday is again the same as tomorrow night, which is Europa League, 8 Europa League, and 8 Europa Conference League. So a decent midweek, not huge, but enough for a bet or two. So yeah, as I say, that's basically me. It was just nice to get back to winning ways, to get a main bet up. And let's hope that continues this week and I can get another one up and keep February in profit. I think at the minute I'm around about evens for the month. So let's hope we can get another win, make it a profitable month. So all leaves me to say is if you are doing a bet this weekend, good luck and happy punting.
Here, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, thanks. Let me find out you fucked up. I'll leave you wherever I find you.